Lucido, and I live at B23 Weakfish Drive in Lincoln, Delaware. And I do appreciate all of you council members and everybody listening to our problem we have. I'm here on behalf of residents for Pine Haven of the contaminated water, sewer, electrical lines, water shut off now. The contamination has been going on for 1 month today. We do, which I would like to give to you.
Sure.
We had the health department out, and when I say we, I want to emphasize it is myself and the lady here in the maroon top that she's going to speak to. And we've had the health department and everybody out. The water is contaminated with nitrates, magnesium, heavy things of iron, and they're telling us we can still drink it. The place that bought it is called Blue Water that bought it. We were never notified in the beginning. We were never given a notice or anything. But right now we have elderly people. In the 90s, a woman with brain cancer and everything, and everybody is still told that they can drink the water. We have not received one bottle of water. People cannot drink it or anything. Some are, like I said, very sick. And I will say even Representative Shoup, he knows about it, Senator Wilson. We've tried to get DNREC out there. DNREC refused to come out. It's not their problem. But they've been notified for many, many years, DNREC. We need help. We need somebody to get out there, take a real good look. It's not going away we need water taken to some of the people. We can't even bathe in it. It's that bad. The sewers are overrun. We've got hundreds of pictures. We could show you over some, and by the way, they're not sewers. DNREC did tell me, the head guy, Mr. Hamblett, when he told me he was not going out there, that we don't have sewers, we have cesspools. Outdated, they can't be fixed in it, and they're going to leave them until we're thrown out. And the place demolished, and we have no place to go. There aren't. So we need help. We need water out there. We need somebody to take a good look at what we're going through. So I see my time is up. May I give this?
Give that to our clerk, please, there.
Okay.
And thank you for your comments.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else in the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Hello. My name is Joy Kaiser. I live at 8601 B11 Weakfish Drive, Pine Haven. Like Lulu was saying, we need water badly. There has been people that have donated out of their own pockets so we could have bottled water. It's with them telling us we can drink the water and it's safe. It's not. The nitrates and everything are so high that anybody that even has a slight cold or something can get seriously sick. Babies under 6 months old can have blue baby syndrome, which they can die from. That's what it is. People have come up with rashes, swelled up. Their skin peel off of them. We don't know why. It has to do with all the nitrates, magnesium, and iron, so high iron in the water. We don't know what else to do. We've tried different things, tried to contact people to help us. We're ignored. It's like we don't exist. We understand that there's other homeless people and everything, and they need just as much help as we do. But right now, these people that are living there have been there for 30, 40 some years. Like I said, the 92-year-old couple was crying to me the other night. They don't know where they're going. They don't know what they can do. They can't move their home because of the 10-year rule. Anything over 10 years, they don't want in parks. They don't know what they're doing. The other people have moved from Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania. They're the same way. They moved in this park because it was quiet, small, and they liked it. And then to find out here, we need water, The sewers and all that are cesspools and not septic systems. Some of them have septic tanks in them, but they're so close to the top of the ground that anything disturbing them can make them boil over or back up into the trailers, which they have done. I had told them at one meeting, they gathered the trailer park and some of the representatives, I had explained to them the pipes are so close to the ground and old that any heavy tractors, trailers, whatever, coming in there to demolish the place or do whatever would break the pipes or would shake them open and there would be contamination. We had a water pipe busted at the top of the park for 3 months and nobody fixed it. Then they decided to fix it when they heard there was going to be a meeting about the water. Then all this here happened with the contamination, severe contamination. Each month now, we have the DHS is coming out to test the water to see what all is in it, if it's clearing up, if it's not clearing out. We found out that one pump was closed off completely. Another pump, from the way their faces looked when they opened it up, it was not very good. We've seen them shut the electric off for a couple hours, turn it back on. And it's a push-out type of feeling we're all getting in the park. They want us out of there. They're going to do whatever they can do and not do to get us out of there. But the problem is we're still there, and we're trying to find places to take us in or whatnot, and we can't. It's not feasible.
Okay.
We're all on disability or workers' comp or retired or whatever, low income. We can't find any help. And water's the top priority right now. Like I said, we don't know what else to do. This was one of our last resorts. The next will be TV. We don't want to go like that, but that's where we're headed because we're not.
Are you one of the homes that don't even have running water?
Yes.
There are several homes that do not have running water.
Yes.
Because there's been a pipe busted
yes.
and there is no running water.
Yeah, I am.
So there's some that don't even have running water.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming forward.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Anyone else?
do we have any authority over this at all? Is there anything that...
Let this gentleman speak, and we'll find out. Is Mr. Meadlar in the room somewhere? I see him earlier. Or no? Maybe. Yes, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Murphy. I live at 3 Pinewater Farm, Multi-Floor Drive. I've worked for Pollution Control Systems Engineering Facility for many years. I've worked for the Bridgeville Wastewater Treatment Plant. I'm familiar with all the sewage stuff. I'm actually the man that was responsible for stopping the Bridgeville oil leak in New Orleans. I'm the guy that invented what they used to stop it. So I know what I'm talking about. So these ladies right here and everybody that lives in that place, they are totally disenfranchised. Their water is crap. It's garbage. You cannot repair this. The septic tanks that are used are not even really septic tanks. They are actually, back in the day when they had put these in, you were allowed to use, you could use a freezer, an old washer, an old dryer, and they buried them in the ground. There's no drain field to it whatsoever. And they pump the stuff out, and then they're supposed to take it to a wastewater treatment facility. We need to see the records on how many times they've actually pumped it out, taken it to a wastewater treatment facility, because it costs money, and those records should be available. We're not seeing any of that. In fact, there are people that have seen them take one of the big 200-gallon plastic tanks, pull it out, and then take it down to the back of the property and pump it in to the dry land, which is now a cesspool, which is running in to Cedar Creek. Now, let me not get off track here. So the septic tanks are defunct and contaminated. There are no drain fields to them. And the well location system, we don't even know where the wells are, but the state law says a well has to be at least 150 feet away from any drain field. And it's got to be a proper drain field. So we don't know what the well location is, but all that water has been so contaminated for over 40 years now. 40 years. They're not going to fix this. They have to have a sewer, they have to have sewage put in, and they have to have fresh water, and now. They've been without water. Little children, you can't bathe in it. You can't drink it. You can't wash dishes. You can't wash clothes. You can't do anything. So let me push on with this. My sister, I got a call last night that my sister passed away, so I shouldn't even be here. I'm grieving seriously. But these people are in such hard shape. I'm here today to make sure that the voice is heard. So, all right. So the wastewater runoff, this has been going on for how many years? 40 years? We don't even know. And has the septic waste been put illegally dumped in to create the cesspool that is there now by the owner or the owners? I don't know. But that is a cesspool, and it didn't happen by Mother Nature. Man did that. And it's running into Cedar Creek. Cedar, where, let me continue here. So, the wastewater runoff. Is there an environmental impact report on the cesspool runoff into Cedar Creek? And if not, why not? Where is the EPA? Where is Denarec? This is the state of Delaware. We're not a third world nation, but if you go down there and drive through their area, you will look at that and say, this is third world. It is horrible. These people, there should be a civil lawsuit against this owner for the damage that he has done, and it needs to be seriously looked at. I mean, records need to be come up with. So,
I have a question.
I'd like to continue if I could.
If you could, your 3 minutes is up if you wrap up pretty quickly.
I've only got 49 seconds on this.
That's how far you're over your 3 minutes. That's why the red thing's flashing on top.
Is there any way you could give me 1 more minute?
If you finish it up, yes, sir.
Okay. We have laws, rules, regulations, permits, inspections, documents when installation is met with the criteria properly. The approval for the system to be used is issued by the state of Delaware. However, proper maintenance, preventive maintenance is required for the septic system to remain in use. All of this should and must be done to prevent breakdown and problems that can be harmful to the environment and dangerous to human health. Where are these documents? These documents are critical to transparency. If everything has been done properly by the state, then one should be very proud to produce the documents to show that he's followed all the rules and regulations. So where are the documents and records? Only a dead fish goes with the flow, and these people are almost dead fish. So I appreciate letting me finish that.
Thank you, sir.
And God bless you all, and please, these people need help desperately.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Raleigh, you have
I have a question before you leave. I just want to clarify. This is a park that's up, I think, near Yogi. Pine Haven. It's been sold,
Yes, it has been sold.
and the residents are being displaced.
They are going to be tossed out.
What is the timeline?
I'm not really sure what the timeline is, but I believe that the price, he sold this for $7 million, and apparently what the people that bought it are going to put in like a recreational water park. Can you imagine this? You can't cover this up.
But I'm just wondering, so this is a short-term thing where they're going to be evicted essentially and displaced?
3 years. We have 3 years.
3 years. Okay, so.
The records need to be checked, though, because they're paying in cash, and the IRS needs to look into this, because I believe there's a lot more
They have
nefarious
3 years
activity going on
before
than
they have to
what
leave.
has met the eye. Now, a friend of mine, my cousin lives in New York, and he's a friend of Rudy Giuliani's. He
I'm
said,
just
would you like me
wondering-
to check him out? And I said, you know what, we'll see what
I'm
happens.
just wondering, what authority we actually have here, if any,
We'll find that out.
if any.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Anyone else in the audience want to speak?
Hello, my name is Devin Valisiel. I live at 22511 Corey Drive, Lincoln, Delaware. I'm a resident of Pine Haven. And let alone with the water contamination issue we having, we're getting bullied out. It's like they vandalism, they destroyed some of my property yesterday. I got it all on video. I've called the law. They said there's nothing they can do. So where is the point where we can start protecting our property? And it's like the older folks, like you say, they live on disability. I'm young enough, I still can walk. But these folks, I feel bad for them because they live on disability, social. They only got certain budget. And if they're supposed to be getting evicted and moved out, what are they going to do? it's like, I was asking them when they were demolition, when we have to be out. There's no defender to answer. It's when they come by and smash your shit, I'm sorry, but smash your stuff, you're gone. You know, there's nothing you can do. From what I was told by the cops, there's a silver suit. So where is this right that, you know, we're getting ready to lose what little bit we own?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience? Anyone else in the audience? Is she coming up?
These are some of the things.
Ma'am, your name and address, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gwendolyn Clark. I live at 8653 Nelson Drive, Lot 13 in Pine Haven. I've lived there full-time since 2014. I purchased the mobile home. It's fully paid for. I pay Sussex County senior taxes. I retired on very little. I'm low income. Because in New York State, I had a home for the elderly. I specialized in taking care of people with Alzheimer's. For 13 years, I took care of 300 people, including taking them through hospice. However, because they didn't have much money, I didn't charge them much. I had 4 acres to grow food, mulched it. We had glacier water. Glacier water, just south of Ithaca, New York, in Candor. We were blessed more than I could ever realize. When you drank that water, it smelled differently. The man who tested it, he said, "I've never tested water like this." And the smell was almost like a sweetness. There wasn't any residue or anything in it. We had a brand new septic commercial sewer installed when I had a community development loan to cover that pioneer house. It was one of the first pioneer houses in that community of Candor, as people were moving from Connecticut into New York State. It was something I didn't realize how much I cherished it and lived in that environment. To be able to raise the food for the people and give them what they needed and take them as long as possible all the way through the system. And if they wanted me to take them through hospice, then I would do that if they wanted to do that. I'd be there. And if their family couldn't be there, I'd have the phone next to them, and I'd be there to help them communicate with their family wherever they were. Some didn't even have living family. One person came from Finland, so we invited people in order to be there. It was community. The Finnish people from that area came and have a buffet and celebrated with the music from Finland. The woman's sister was able to be there, had never seen her since her mother had passed away trying to save somebody in a Finnish creek.
Ma'am, if you could finish up now, your time's up.
Here in Pine Haven, there's such a heritage from the indigenous, the way the people here in Delaware are, all the work that you have done to bring resources like this. But we need help now. We've been trying to get donations of water, gallons, bottled water, having inventory so that we have the water when we find that the spigot doesn't have water right then. Unfortunately, my cell phone has a lot of pictures of sewage, and it will get worse because it's hard to identify with the freezing of the water. Where is the location of what has been interrupted to get to it, to repair it? The sewer,
Ma'am, thank you very much for coming forward.
I thank you for hearing all the rest of what they said, because I never expected to see it deteriorate so rapidly as it has. But if there were other places, then we would be praying for that solution and help to do the transition. We don't want to hold back new business for Delaware, but we also honor the Herons.
Thank you.
Who migrate there.
Thank you, ma'am.
And you've seen other pictures and things like that of the people in their interviews and on radio. We thank you for listening.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless you.
Anyone else in the audience want to speak? Not in the audience. Yes, sir. Mr. Wilson, just 1 second. Mr. Knotts, come on up.
Council, thank you. A little bit of a palate change. In Sussex County on the east... I'm sorry. Frank Knotts, 2910 McDowell Road, Bridgeville, Delaware. On the east side of the county, the loudest cry has to be overdevelopment, overdevelopment, overdevelopment. We hear it at all corners and stages of any discussion about the east side of this county. And it's a plan. And it comes from previous councils. It comes from current council. God, I hope it stops coming from the future ones. It is planned to keep development in a plan. You have a building plan, and you plan to build everything in certain locations. That creates congestion. The more you stuff in there, the more congested it gets. We're seeing a move and a call for higher density, which means more on less land, more congestion. On the west side of the county where I live, we see preservation, keep the open space, stop the development. There's an economic impact in that. You look at the east side of the county where the development is, you get commercial, retail, you get all the development perks. On the west side, with that open space, you know what we got? Empty buildings. Open space. Because we don't allow enough development to move to the west side. We need a different plan. We need to, I work in the trades. I have to ride to the east side every day. That's an economic impact on my business. Because it's coming, and I know eventually you can't stop it from getting there. But there is an economic impact. There's a disparity, and it impacts the lowest classes on the west side. The people who are already struggling to get jobs, find jobs, better paying jobs. Not everybody wants to work at McDonald's for $15 an hour. Sounds great. $15 an hour sounds great. Not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants that for their kids. Let's open up some more development on the west side, take some of the pressure off the east side. That's my suggestion. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Senator Wilson, good to have you in the chamber, sir. Good morning.
Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. President, and fellow council lady and men. You know, I didn't come to speak today. I was late for the last meeting, but I hope I'm in time for this one. But there is a serious outcry here. I met with Council Lady Green there, and this is a serious problem. I don't know how. There's enough blame to go around for everybody. For DNRAC, state. For Board of Health, state of Delaware. For county council and what's happened here, we've got to do something for these folks. This is a serious problem. When DNRAC says they're not concerned, I'm very concerned. When I go there and visit and I see raw sewage and I see electric lines on top of the ground with kids running around and laying in water, it tells me it's not safe for anybody to be there. And how the county over the years has let this previous owner, the Cohees, continue to leave that property and get it in this form that it is today with cesspools. It's overdeveloped 25 years ago, and we continue to let them do it. My concern is, how did they ever pay school taxes and taxes to the county when it was a free-for-all? And now we've backed ourselves in the corner. Here's all these folks looking for a place to go. And just heard this yesterday that the county has the state has nothing to help for relocating people to help them on their rent assistance. So now we've got a whole development here that we have created a problem, and I'm not here today to put county council down, but I'm here to tell you that there's a problem with the Board of Health to allow this to happen, and there's a problem with DNREC to continue to look at it and say they're not coming back. They need to be summoned to that property and made to do something. As a state senator, I intend to go back on them, and I'd like to know what the county's future is on how you're going to take and tax these developments. We had it in the Donovan development down in Mr. Schaefer's. We've got a serious problem in Pine Haven, and nobody seems to be coming to the plate. There's enough blame for all of us, but I can tell you, I'm going to address it with the state of Delaware. I'm here for a plea today. I don't know what you're going to do. They're going to turn it into a water park. It ought to be called a sludge pond, because that's what you've got there. And it's a serious problem that needs to be addressed. Council Lady Green was there. She knows what I'm talking about. If I've misrepresented this to the council, I want someone to tell me so. I'm giving you the facts as I see it. I'm not here for any credit. I'm here to see these people get taken care of. They're my constituents in the 18th district. They're constituents of, Council Lady Green in the 2nd, and they're Representative Shoup in the 36. We need to do something. Not a month from now, not a year from now, tomorrow. We need to address it. As council, put the pressure on the state. I intend to do it when I get there on Wednesday. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience want to speak? Anybody else in the audience want to speak? Operator, would you check online, please?
At this time, there's currently no one on the